Wait, how did it actually start?
Isn't it like dun 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 dun
But
dun 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 da 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 da, and then we can skip a few bits and like you
but
could maybe.
is there no bit before that?
Oh, I don't know.
Does he?
I
Well,
don't
he
know.
he shoots the camera, doesn't he? And then it starts. But does it just start straight away with dun 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 dun?
Isn't the gun bit and then it's like
I thought that was later, or maybe it happens twice. I don't know. Maybe.
no, we
Um,
probably won't use this bit anyway, it's fine.
if you knew what any of that meant, you'll know that we're paying homage to the James Bond films, and that's this week's theme in tribute to No Time to Die being released. Are you a big Bond fan, David?
Do you know what? No, not especially. But I think we both agreed that this theme this week would probably do best for SEO. So hopefully boost a few listeners for the season 3 premiere.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I thought you were probably going to say something quite sort of extravagant and make it sound like you're a super fan when you're not. But fair play, you're completely honest, and I agree. I'm not a massive James Bond fan. Personally, my favourite Bond has always been Timothy Dalton. For whatever reason, I just think he was really good, and I suppose it makes even from being very young, I thought it made me sound very edgy saying that, and it does, and I stand by it. But I do know a few people who agree. But then I suppose for you and me, we were kind of Pierce Brosnan. He was our Bond based on our age, and he probably always will be for us. But yeah, but it's not sort of. I'm not massively, passionate about it, but I like the kind of nonsense around it, where it's kind of. I think recently that's been lost a bit with some of the more serious ones, where as much as I do tend to like things being gritty and sort of kind of dark in a way. I do kind of miss it just being a big load of bullshit for 2 hours, where he's just shooting people and joking at how they've died and stuff like that, and you know, messing with his tie when he's just slit someone's throat and stuff. But it's not really as good now, I don't think. But I've not seen No Time to Die yet, so hopefully there might be a few jokes in there. I doubt it, but I'm crossing my fingers.
This is going to make for a very bleak week. We're total corporate sellouts now.
Yeah,
Without corporate sponsorship, so please get in touch if you would like somebody to run down your product
this
at the
is
start of the
definitely how you
podcast.
ask for it.
But I don't know. It's not like I hate it or anything like that. I think for like such a big franchise, it just doesn't excite me that much. I mean, the best part about Bond for me was playing GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64, and I used to go around my friend's house after school, and he'd absolutely slaughter me. And then I found out you could use Oddjob, and he was so short, and he'd just chuck hats at people. That was fun. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one though because we've never really done just like a single character.
No, true. And it'll be interesting because obviously we need to find 11 players, a manager, and an assistant manager with only 7 people. So, I mean, technically it's impossible. So I'm interested how that pans out.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I got us covered.
Well, do you have any thoughts for manager like we always start with?
I think the most managerial of the Bonds is probably. Oh, I'm gonna go Roger Moore.
Yeah, you could see that, couldn't you? You could see him with long club raincoat sort of thing,
Yeah,
but suit underneath.
yeah, I think so. I'm just thinking he'd be charming in the press conferences. I
Yeah.
can't think of a manager to liken him to, and in my head, all that's turning up is David Moyes, and that's definitely not right. But just like I don't know, why not? I also can't really see Roger Moore Bond like on the pitch.
No, he's always, I don't know. You always sort of associate him with being at least like 40 in my.
Mm,
So I just don't see him, kind of slide tackling anybody. So yeah, maybe he's best as a manager.
excellent. We might have to go for a player assistant or something. That's my feeling here.
Yeah,
Might have to bend the rules a little bit.
we're gonna have to because we need what would we need? 13, 4, yeah, 13 people and we've only got 7.
Don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll come back to assistant. We'll pick the most assistanty of the Bonds, I think.
Yeah, all right.
Formation? Got to have a 7 in there somewhere.
Yeah, true. We can't have it. Actually, you know what? If we had a 007, we could use all the Bonds, and
I mean,
we wouldn't have to use any more players. But that's against the rules, so we won't do that.
can we just put like 7 in attacking positions?
Thinking that, because I don't think when you think of like James Bond actors and the different Bonds over the years, I don't think you think, I bet he's like a good slide tackler or anything. I just think they're all strikers or they're all midfielders. So I think maybe a fully attacking team is what you need.
Well, two is 1-1, and so we could go 2-1-7, 1-1-1-7. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but that gets you to 10.
All right. Yeah.
2 defenders are. I mean, that might look sort of gun-shaped as well, which would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, go for that. I couldn't tell you what you just said, but yeah, that sounded good the way you said it.
If that makes it into the final cut, I think we'll all be surprised. Let's move on swiftly. If you're still listening, congratulations. You're getting to the bit where we go through absolutely all the Bonds. Should we just list the Bonds and put them in a position? So we are.
Yeah, I think first get the elephant in the room out of the way, and I think we should find somewhere for George Lazenby.
Yeah.
Because people forget he was ever in it. And actually, I think it's a common misconception to think he was a bad Bond. Because if you actually watch on Her Majesty's Secret Service, it's actually not that bad. And he doesn't really do anything wrong. It just didn't do that well, I don't think. But even so, there's something a bit, dare I say it, pathetic about George Lazenby. So I think maybe put him in a bit of a shit position because he has to be there somewhere. But I feel like he'd put a shift in, but he'd just be a bit, kind of useless.
Where's a forgettable position?
Yeah, I mean, when you say that, the automatic thing in my head is right back, but we don't have a right back.
We could have a right back. We could make one of the 2 defenders a right back.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true. The 2 defenders don't have to be centre backs. Yes, I do.
Do what we want.
It's going to be very much like a Guardiola side where we don't really care about defending; we just attack and try and outscore the opponent.
Sometimes Bond's methods are unconventional.
Yeah.
And this is an unconventional formation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. We've tethered that together nicely. No one can pick this apart.
No. Who do you think next?
Well, my favourite Bond is Pierce Brosnan, so I would just put him as the star striker.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Well, he was sort of quite an arrogant Bond because he used to mess with his he'd be drowning or something, he'd still be messing with his tie, and he'd make all the jokes about someone would get like stabbed in the head and he'd go, I think you got the point or something, stuff like that. So I think he suits being like a striker because you need someone who's a bit cocky.
I think he'd do the business. I really do. I mean, he's in GoldenEye, so he's probably got a golden eye for goal.
A golden eye, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's start riffing. A gold finger. Okay, let's move on.
Thomas Muller over here.
Oh no. Should we get your favourite in next?
Oh yeah, Timothy. I think Timothy Dalton has to be. Well, I suppose he's one of the cams, but I think I feel like he'd be quite a modest role, but I think he'd be a workhorse.
He could be the one in midfield. I mean, that person's going to have to cover some mileage.
Yeah, I think make him the one in midfield because I think he'd be feeding through passes, but people wouldn't really sort of appreciate it. But he would be doing most of the work. Yeah,
I think so. I remember him in. I think it's the Living Daylights. He just looked really rangy and like a bit like he'd get in a bit of a scuffle as well if he needed to. But
yeah,
he's not seeking it out. He's like he'll have a bit of a scrap, but he's not like kicking you in the knees or anything. He's like actually trying to get the ball. I just feel like I feel like he'd be good there.
Yeah, I always liked him as being. He was kind of a bit more of like a realistic James Bond because he just looked like He was sort of, I don't know. He dressed like a middle-aged man a lot of the time, and it was a bit more kind of, well, he's just doing his job, really.
The reasons you like him are almost exclusively the reasons people don't like him.
Yeah, probably, because I'm clearly not really cut out to like Bond films. I'm adamant that it's all for me, but I only really like Timothy Dalton, and I'm sticking by it. As if they need to change to suit my needs, even though I don't really like any of the films that much anyway.
I mean, hey, you do you, mate. You do you. I guess any excuse. Next up, let's just go to Sean Connery, who has previously made our teams before, actually, as Alexander Quatermain.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, surely he's going to be. Well, he'll be he probably has to be in one of the attacking roles, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's just one of them. He's one of the most kind of self-assured actors ever, playing the most self-assured character ever. So
yeah, apparently, Ian Fleming absolutely hated it when they cast Sean Connery, but then grew to love him.
Yeah,
it's quite a short anecdote, but I mean,
big twist in it though.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we're thin on the ground for interesting facts about Bond because neither of us love it. But there you go. Maybe somebody's learned something there. And if you've got a fun James Bond fact, save it for somebody that cares. So, Sean Connery, where do we think?
I think one of the seven.
For some reason in my head, I've got him playing like Fellaini, but for Everton. You know where they just used to like lump it up. It was like a target man, but playing in a attacking midfield role.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tim Cahill.
I can't see it, but yeah, go for it.
We have butchered this team. There must have been a better way to do this. We could pivot, and I've got a good way to pivot away from this ridiculous formation. What are forever, Rob?
Oh, diamonds.
Diamonds are forever. We're playing a diamond.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's fair.
There we go. I've saved it. So currently we've got a right back, Dalton as a centre mid, or the base of the diamond.
The base.
We'll make him the base. That's how I've written it on my paper as well. So it will help me if we make him a defensive midfielder. Saves me scribbling his name out. Sean Connery's currently the tip of the diamond, but we could move him.
I think leave him there. I think he's kind of the one leading the attack.
Then we got Pierce Brosnan is a striker, so we'd need one next to him, and then everywhere else is free.
Then we should put. Do you think Daniel Craig next to Pierce Brosnan? He was next to him in the ordering anyway.
Yeah.
But he's the most ruthless Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see them both being quite good together.
Yeah, I reckon so. That leaves us with David Niven.
Oh yeah, of course. Bloody hell, where'd you put David Niven?
Left back, another sort of another like Bond.
To hell with David Niven. You're going in left back, I'm afraid. I don't really like David Niven.
It sounds a bit like Pat Nevin, and then we get into all sorts of trouble. So, evening, Pat. Right. So we're out of Bonds.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I think Sean Connery probably ends up being the assistant manager. Actually, does he? He'd never go for assistant.
No.
Not to Roger Moore, at any rate. It's going to have to be a young coach who Roger's like bringing through. Maybe it's Daniel Craig because he's about to retire from the Bond role. Maybe he's starting a new journey.
Yeah, he's doing what Rooney did at Derby, but hopefully with better results. But there is one way around it as well with all the lack of Bonds. Have you ever seen the original Casino Royale? Because in the original Casino Royale, there are loads of Bonds, and you don't know which one's the real Bond. I think it is David Niven, but there's actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 James Bonds in it. Oh no, 6. So there's 6 people all saying they're James Bond, and one of them's Woody Allen, which is a bit iffy now because he's a bit weird now. But one of them's Peter Sellers, so it'd be quite good to have Peter Sellers Bond in there, surely.
Yeah, let's do that. Where do you want to?
I think I don't even. He could. Well, he's one of the Diamond, I suppose. Is he?
Yeah, you got 2 centre mids and 2 centre backs and a keeper.
I don't know. I can't see Peter Sellers. Actually, no. Peter Sellers probably would go for tackle because he was a bit aggressive at times. Put him at centre back.
Okay.
I think he'd catch you off guard. You'd think, oh, he seems all right, and then he'd 2-foot you.
Okay, right. Are you ready for me to save this?
Yeah, because I would put the other Bonds in, but I don't know any of the other ones. And the one I do know is Woody Allen, and he's apparently a bit. Well, you know what people say about Woody Allen these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've given up on my alternate idea.
Do you know Daniel Craig played a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens?
Yes.
Well, that stormtrooper on set, I believe, was known as FN-007.
Oh.
That's enough for me to think it's a Bond.
Yeah, well, sod it. What option?
It's tenuous, but we did have Jabba the Hutt in the first ever episode of Mobsters and Gangsters, so I think it's within the realms.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, if it's between like a bit of an iffy choice or Woody Allen, then I'll go for Stormtrooper over, nonce any day of the week. So yeah,
I think that's definitely the right answer.
I think I'd like to think so.
So I reckon midfield because I think Stormtroopers can shuttle back and forth. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Next, are you a fan of The Office US?
Yes.
Do you remember the episode Threat Level Midnight?
Yes.
So I was thinking we'd just put Michael Scarn in there.
It's got to a point where we're sort of high on fumes. So just do that. Should we make him centre back just for the hilarious? It's a double header because you've got not only have you got the thought of Michael Scarn being a centre back, but also the fact that it'll be Peter Sellers and Steve Carell next to each other,
which is going to be fantastic, right?
God, the back four's dreadful. David Niven, Peter Sellers, but they do have chemistry from Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Then you've got, and also both being James Bond. Then you've got Steve Carell and George Lazenby. And George Lazenby keeps sort of letting go of the ball all the time because he can barely stand up straight without falling over.
It's not great. Okay, it's not great. This is not the sort of triumphant team I was hoping for. But I think the attack looks all right. Well, yeah. It's 3 people that have played Bond at least, so I suppose that's fine. So we've got goalkeeper and centre mid left.
God, we've done well to only have 2 left after this.
I've got 2 players, so we're absolutely fine. Most famous Bond parody of all time.
Spy Hard.
No.
What else is there?
Any Austin Powers.
Oh right, okay.
That's where I'm going with that.
All right. But that makes more sense. Yeah.
I've gone for a groovy pick. I've gone for Austin Powers.
All right.
And maybe I should tell you the other name that I've got down here. Yeah. And then we'll be fine. So full disclosure, this was in a frantic search for other potential Bond candidates. Apparently in 1996, Mad TV did something called Jane Bond. And it was Claudia Schiffer playing kind of everyday names, but she had a license to collate, not a license to kill, a license to collate. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that with enough emphasis, but it is collate at night. So that wasn't very good. But yeah, basically she would do everyday things. There was, I think it was based in an office and stuff. So there was instead of Odd Job, there was someone called Part-Time Job. It sounds all right. It's
at best it raises a smile, but well, I think I was thinking who we're going to put in goal, and I thought, well, you're not putting Austin Powers in goal, but Claudia Schiffer's quite tall, surely, so I think we'll put her in goal.
Jane Bond at the back and Austin Powers in midfield.
Brilliant.
We've done it.
I don't know how, but we have.
That is a team of 11, broadly speaking, James Bonds. I'm all right with that. I'm fine. I thought one of us was going to have had to have gone to school with someone called James Bond, and we were going to drag them in and just be like, oh, it's James Bond from school, and I didn't really like it. There you go. That's the team. You must have some team names.
You know what? I've actually got a lot of team names. the sort of amount you'd expect, like Series 1 levels.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Most of them terrible, as always, but I'm quite happy with them. So, to start off, paying tribute to the Dutch winger, I've got Golden Affelai.
Okay.
I've got From Borussia with Love.
I see where this is going.
Dr. So, after Musa So, which is quite a specific, quite a niche one.
Oh, dear.
You Only Live Rice, Declan Rice, obviously.
I like how you've done a Declan Rice Bond homage there as well. Very nice.
Yeah. Diamantes Are Forever, to Alessandro Diamanti.
Best one so far. Dated, but it's fine.
It's very West Ham heavy, isn't it? But
Very West Ham heavy.
The Man with the Angus Gun.
New favourite.
I think you're going to find a few more favourites. The Spy Who Bend Me.
Wow. New favourite.
This one, I think nothing will top this one. Oct Debussy.
I'm in 00 heaven.
This is just a shit one, but it's brilliant. The World Is Not Zach Clough.
Move on.
This is the last one now. Kerim Fryfall.
Sing it.
Kerim Fryfall.
Yeah, no, it's still Octobushi for me.
Yeah, Octobushi is probably the best pun I've ever come up with. But I'm so happy with so many of them. Like, they're a fair few of them are the types that I would save up a whole series for. So I'm very happy with that.
It's good you've peaked in the first one of the new series, so that's good.
Yeah, start as you mean to not go on.
Yeah.
Have you got any stadium names actually? Because I couldn't come up with any of them.
Well, I mean, I've got one, but I always go for the same stadium.
What is it?
Golden Ibrox.
It's always Ibrox.
It's never not Ibrox. I don't really understand what's happening. So, I mean, Live and Let Die Brox.
They just get better. I think I was going to say, to be fair, I do like Golden Ibrox, but I think Live and Let Die Brox is even better.
Oh, it's bleak, isn't it?
We really need to stop using Ibrox, though.
Well, yeah, 1 week. I mean, but not this week. Yeah. Live and Let Die. I mean, I was going to say, for the team name, I was going to say License to Kilmarnock, but we've definitely done Kilmarnock and Ibrox before. So.
We have exhausted Kilmarnock. All right, well, that's that sorted.
Are we sure?
I can't think of any other stadium names. I do like that one. I just wish you haven't used Ibrox before, but we can't. It's all, for some reason, Ibrox fits into anything.
Yeah, I mean, we can give ourselves, I don't know, maybe another sort of 10 desperate seconds of padding and just going, Dibrox.
I was going to say Die Another Day, but with Ibrox, but it really doesn't work.
Dibrox Another Day.
It's either Dibrox Another Day or Die Another Day Brox. But that's it. Just eventually, I need to stop talking now.
Yeah, I think we've got it. I think that's the money. Live and Let Die Brox. Fine. As a special treat this season, we've secured the services of Dutch legend Ronald Koeman to read out the team sheets. Over to you, Ronald.
Hi guys, it's Ronald Koeman here. Happy to be a part of the James Bond week on the Fantasy Football podcast. So let's go through the teams. So the manager is James Bond, and he is assisted by James Bond. The formation is 4-1-2-1-2 formation. It's a diamond. What's that about? In goal is James Bond. The fullbacks are James Bond and James Bond. The centre back is James Bond. The other centre back is Michael Scarn. And then in centre midfield is James Bond. There's a stormtrooper. What? Austin Powers. At the tip of the diamond is another James Bond. There are 2 James Bonds up front. Frank, is this right? Apparently so. 2 James Bonds up front. The team is called the Octobushi. Octobushi. Am I saying that right? Octobushi? And the stadium is Live and Let Die. What is this? Is this a joke? Oh, I'm going to have to go. There's a call from the president.